Oh, lovely. Lovely.
Sound check.
G'day and welcome back to another vocal analysis here at Voice Essentials. And once again, this is something that many of you have been asking me to review. This is Fourth Impact, a group, once again, who I'd never heard of prior to your request that I review their performance of A Bridge Over Troubled Waters. Doesn't this song just, attract some of the most amazing singers, and that will be no exception here. We're going to listen to four beautiful singers with, really good voices performing this piece, but it's a testament to the song. The song is so good, so well written, and as a result, everyone wants to sing it. This group, if like me, you had never heard of them before, this group it's actually four sisters. My research tells me they're a Filipino girl group. They came 9th in the 12th season of the British version of X Factor. And so I take it that's not, certainly I doubt that that's how they got their start. I'm sure they've been singing as sisters for a long time. They're also known as the Staccato Sisters. Is that how I pronounce it for those of you who are passionate Fourth Impact followers and fans? But certainly that's probably how, performing on X Factor is probably how they came to be known a bit more widely than just the Philippines. Let's dive in, have a listen to this performance. It's big, it's bold, and it's really interesting for us to observe four voices, albeit sisters, and there is an advantage to that. They come from the same genetic pool. There is an advantage, when siblings sing together and perform together. But it's also, there's some challenges that confront voices when a big belt piece is being sung together. We might talk about that as we get going. Let's dive in and have a listen to the performance. Incidentally, this was back in 2021 in the midst of the pandemic. And so from what I can gather, there is no live audience in this performance. They are performing, despite the massive theatrics and, light show and their beautiful dresses, despite all of that, I'm fairly confident, you can correct me in the comments section below if I'm wrong, but despite all that, they perform to nobody in the room. And so I dare say this was telecast as a performance. Anyway, let's dive in and have a watch.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all.
Lovely beginning. I would like to have a little bit more air support here. Remembering, as we go along, for those of you who have not watched my analysis videos before, this is a Learn to Sing channel. And so as we appreciate the wonderful singing, we're also going to be learning from what we observe as well. And what we see here is this sense in which I think there could have been a bit more solid support of air. And because we hear that at the end of each phrase, it's not the phrase kind of collapses a little bit. And have a listen to how the phrase is just not fully complete. It's minor, but it is there.
Your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled
was nice. That tone was beautiful. And it's interesting because, as many of you know, I pre-watch these. This is not pure reaction. I do pre-watch these videos to do the analysis. And this particular lady, I wonder whether she's one of the older ones of the sisters. Again, I don't know. For me, I hear a little bit more maturity in the voice, not necessarily in the technique, but our voices are not fully mature until our late 20s, early 30s. And so as a result, it's not our tone. Our tone is not able to fully form because of the robustness of the ossification of the cartilage that makes up the structural aspects of our larynx. Our tone is not fully formed either. And so we hear, I don't know, just a little bit more warmth in this, despite the fact that it's actually quite high. Have a listen to, there's a definite difference in the quality. And when I use the word quality here, I'm not talking good, bad, or ugly. I'm talking about the maturity of the tone. And I wonder whether she's simply advantaged by her age. Again, I could be getting this completely wrong, and she could be the youngest of the four. I don't know. You let me know in the comments section below. She struggled with the last note there. It did wander a little bit in its pitch. Have a listen. You just hear it just move a little bit. That can be a little bit from support. And if I might be so bold, we're not quite seeing the level of lower support that we'd want for that last note. She didn't quite prep it. Have a watch and listen to that last note. And she did pull her mic away a bit much there, I think.
When you're down and out, when you're on the street.
It's interesting. Have a listen to the way she wants to complete. And in fact, we've heard this in the previous two singers. Have a listen to the way they want to complete. I wonder whether they've been instructed to complete their phrases with really, really crisp consonants. Honestly, I don't think that that's absolutely necessary. That's more of a classical instruction, and I don't know that it's necessary. You hear that t, and that's very choir-esque in its instruction. Have a listen. Nice little contemporary little growl there. You might be asking yourself, why shouldn't they do that? Well, it's not that they shouldn't, but it's that in contemporary voice we don't see it as necessary because the audience is going to know that the word you are creating as a soloist, you are going to hear, the ear will hear that T without you overemphasizing it. And so it's not absolutely necessary and stylistically typically not done. Isn't it interesting to hear the difference in the four singers, despite the fact that they're all sisters? And in this voice, we hear just a tiny little tight pharyngeal wall, little bit of tongue root tension, and gives us that little bit of a closed tone. Not unpleasant, but certainly different to what we've heard in the other three. Oh, lovely. I stopped it before she'd finished. Lovely whistle note. Lovely. Let me play it through for us. Sorry, I was having another thought, which I'll introduce in a second. Lovely whistle note. Let's have a listen to that. It sounds fine, but she doesn't actually quite get there with that belt rave. Have a listen. It's just a little narrow and tight. Not quite. I have to tune in there. You can hear that first note's not quite on. But then to their credit, they form up, which comes from, I dare say, years and years of singing together. Have a listen. The second note they're on. So here's the point I made right back at the beginning of the video, and that is to have four voices belt together. You really want to have been singing a lot together, because otherwise it can come across as being too harsh. Because as we know, belt has a lot of focus. It's big, it's bold, and those hard edges of the singular tones conjoined can be just really a bit much. I don't feel that gets to that point with these girls. Ladies, they certainly do bring the voices together in big belt fashion, but they're able to blend it in a really acceptable form. Have a listen to the entrance to that. Big finish. And did you hear that? No audience. no applause at the end, because, as I said, I think they must have been performing it to an empty room, which is hard. That's actually really hard to do, to create performance energy to no one. And that has to be credited to them, definitely. Fabulous. Enjoyed that, and thank you for those of you who have been relentlessly encouraging me to go and have a watch of those four ladies doing what they do. Enjoyed that. Fourth Impact. If you've got other Fourth Impact live performances that you'd like me to have a review of, leave those suggestions in the comments section below. And take the time to subscribe to the channel. We do these analyses videos every week, at least once a week, sometimes two when we're lucky. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I'm Dr. Dan. Sing well.